What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be ranking the Detroit Lions offseason, free agent additions. So let's get it started. That is right, y'all. We are not including the draft in this. We are just including offseason / free agent additions. Just free agent additions, really, because there is one trade in here, so that's why I'm saying that. Now that I tell you it's a trade, you probably know who it is. Yeah, I thought it made sense to rank them. We've looked at a lot of players. We looked at every single drafted prospect. I may even rank those based on value as well. That'd be kind of cool. And we've also looked at a lot of free agents. We may even continue looking at free agents. Just let me know who you guys want to see next in the comments below. But I thought it'd be fun just to rank it. I feel like we did this last year. I'm not sure. I think we did this last year. So why not continue and keep it going? All right. So let's rank these. Now I'm ranking free agent additions based on value, not necessarily who's the best player. I mean, that definitely has a lot to it, right? If you're the best player that we signed, then you're probably going to be on the list. But it's not necessarily like the best player, comparing the best players, but it's more based on value, how much we paid the player. Let's get it started. All right, coming in at number 5, we're going to do 5 players here. We're going to start off at the bottom. And number 5, I have a surprise. I went with Reggie Ragland, the linebacker out of Kansas City. Yep, I decided to mix it up a little bit with Reggie Ragland, the 6'2", 252-pound linebacker. You know he's actually nicknamed General Ragland? Does people call him that? I've never heard that before, but he's never been on a Lions, so I don't know. Are we calling him General Ragland when he's here? I guess that'd be kind of slick. Anyways, I think this is a nice rotational piece for the linebacker positional group. They run a lot of linebackers. They run them in a lot of different ways. And I think Reggie Ragland gives us a couple of things, but I think one thing that he really does give us is leadership of playing in big games. You know, that's something that the Lions haven't had tons of, guys that played in big games, because most of their players haven't, because, they haven't won a lot of games. Reggie Ragland was on a Super Bowl team in the Kansas City Chiefs, and now he's with the Detroit Lions. Also, we signed a very cheap contract. Now, it's only 1 year, but it's just about $1 million, just over $1 million on that contract. So, not very expensive, and he gives us a nice rotational piece at the linebacker position that's known as a run stuffer. Doesn't drop back into coverage too often, so he kind of reminds me a little bit, I guess I would say, of Jarrad Davis. Maybe less of a pass rusher, but who knows, he may do that more with the Detroit Lions. And he also has the size that Matt Patricia looks for. This could also give the Detroit Lions maybe some leverage with Jarrad Davis. I'm not sure exactly. We know they declined his 5th-year option, so we'll see what they do with him. But this is a huge opportunity for a guy in Reggie Ragland who started. This guy was a starting linebacker in 2018 with Kansas City, and now he's on the Detroit Lions for practically nothing because he lost his starting job last season. So this is an opportunity for him to prove himself. He's only 26 years old. It's not like this guy's worn out or washed up. This guy's an opportunity to prove himself. Hey, I should be a starter here. And I love the potential here with the cheapness of his contract. And if he balls out, maybe he'll earn an extension. I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. But I just like it. I just think there's some potential here. So I decided to put him on the list and mix it up. He comes in at number 5. Top at number 4. And at number 4, I have Desmond Trufant, the cornerback out of Atlanta. Now, Desmond Trufant was on a little bit more of an expensive contract than what Reggie Ragland was. But Desmond Trufant is more proven than Reggie Ragland, and he was basically at the time the replacement for Darius Slay. We signed Desmond Trufant. We still had Darius Slay on the roster. The thought was, hey, what if we pair them together? But then we heard about how bad the situation was, so Darius Slay moved on, and we brought in Desmond Trufant. It's basically his replacement right now, but we also drafted Jeffrey Okudah, so Jeffrey Okudah may become the number 1 cornerback at some point. This is a 6', 190-pound cornerback that is signed to a 2-year, $20 million deal, so it's not super cheap. We have him locked up for a few years, and at his age, I think 2 years is fair, especially with Jeffrey Okudah and Amani, who can take over at some point. And, I think this guy gives you some of that leadership that potentially, Jeffrey Okudah and Amani Oruwariye and some of these younger guys can learn from. He also gives us some depth at the outside cornerback position, and he really bolsters it. He makes it maybe our biggest strength, one of our biggest strengths, at least defensively. I think it's our biggest strength is the cornerback group. And, I do like the signing. Some people say he's washed up. Some people say he doesn't got it anymore. I disagree with that, man. I think if we get some pressure on the quarterback, he looks really, really good. And, it's proven that, hey, getting pressure on the quarterback makes cornerbacks a lot better. And last season they didn't get pressure in Atlanta, and some people even believe that he wasn't in the right system and they didn't utilize him the right way. And I believe that he's going to be a great scheme fit. He's just a guy that plays very similar to what I saw in Darius Slay, so I can see why they brought him in. Some of you guys say they didn't utilize him right at Atlanta, and I'm going to take your word for that one because he had some up and down years for sure, but last season he only played in 9 games and he had a forearm injury, and he still came up with 4 interceptions. All right, so he might be clicking somewhere. He might be trending in the right direction. He still believes he can do everything well, and he still believes he has all that athletic ability. So I like the signing. I feel like this is a guy that's day one, can come in and help out and allow some guys like Jeffrey Okudah to potentially take a little bit of time to develop. So he comes in at number 4. Now let's hop into the top 3. Now number 3, we have Jamie Collins, the linebacker out of New England and Cleveland. Yes, Jamie Collins is coming into the top 3 now here. Now I love Jamie Collins, and he might be maybe the best player I think we signed. Maybe. I think there's an argument for it, but based on the value, I didn't want to put him at number 1 because he was on a 3-year, $30 million contract, which is a pretty good amount of money. I understand they paid him. Not mad they paid him. That's why he's number 3. But, you know, it wasn't the best deal, right? I think there was 2 other better deals that we made. But Jamie Collins is nice. Obviously, a lot of these players we talk about have New England Patriot ties, so I can bring it up if you want me to, but it's really not that important either, but they are schematically, you know, they fit. I think he's going to give us a lot of things, though. I think he's going to give us more than what's just on the field. I think he's going to give us that mentorship for some of these young guys in Reggie Ragland, the guys that need it the most, these younger linebackers that could take over and be our future. He gives us that. He also gives us a guy that can help us win right now. Jamie Collins is a guy that knows what it's like to win, and he plays his best football when he's in New England Patriots system, when he's into the New England defense. When he got away from the New England defense, he wasn't the same player. When he was in the Patriots defense, he looked really, really good. I'm going to put this guy in the 3rd position. Jamie Collins can do it all. Jamie Collins can play a lot of positions defensively. He played over 300 snaps at the defensive line position, over 400 snaps in the box. He played 54 snaps at slot cornerback. He can move around. He can pass rush. He can blitz. He can run stop. And he can drop back into coverage. Maybe our best coverage linebacker currently on the roster, specifically linebackers not including like safety hybrids. So yeah, I love the thought of Jamie Collins, man. He is 30 years old, but again, hey, 30 years old, come on, man. He's still balling out to help us. This is a huge guy for winning right now, and also, you know, to help teach guys for the future. So I have him coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, then, I have Duron Harmon. Now, this is kind of the weird one. This isn't one that we necessarily just signed. We traded for him. He's on a very short-term deal, but he's only having about a $4.25 million cap hit, and that's not that bad at all, considering how big of a need this actually was after losing Glover Quinn. So we lost Glover Quinn a couple of years ago. Actually, we did a show with Glover Quinn, which was insane. I know I keep bringing it up, but it was still pretty awesome. And Glover Quinn, you know, he was an absolute beast in the back end. He was a guy that could seal the deal for us. He had tons of interceptions that sealed the deal, and that's why he was so great for the Lions. But we haven't had that the last couple of years because we've had a lot of young guys kind of thrown into it, right? We traded away Quandre Diggs, so we lost that. Any bit of leadership that he had there, we lost Quandre Diggs. And we brought in Tracy Walker and Will Harris, which is a nice young group, but it's not like proven guys that are shutting down games or ending games or putting them away. That's what Duron Harmon is known for in New England. And again, New England ties, once again, we traded for him from the Patriots. And the trade that we made, we didn't give up that much. We gave a 5th-round pick and got a 7th-round pick in return, which honestly isn't that bad at all, considering a guy that, again, can help you day number 1. Very, very good in coverage. He's known as the closer for a reason. I like the signing. 6'1", 208 pounds. He has a little bit of versatility to play some different positions. He played 130 snaps in the box, and he played over 500 snaps at free safety. So I like the move to go get Duron Harmon. He has 17 total career interceptions. He has at least 1 every single season. And only 1 season did he have 1 interception. The rest of them at least 2. This guy is known as a closer for a reason, and we need that help on the back end to find a way to close some games out because we weren't able to do that last season. So hopefully he can help us out this year. And again, another player at another positional group that can come in, and in case there is a shortened training camp or shortened offseason where everybody can get together, these guys will be ready to go day number 1, plug in and play. Duron Harmon comes in at number 2. And now hopping in at number 1, the guy you all knew he was going to be here. Come on, man. If you've been watching my channel, you knew I was going to put him at number 1. Number 1, I got Chase Daniel. Yes, Chase Daniel is a huge signing, and this is probably the biggest sleeper signing that we have, and I'm probably tricking some of you right now, but if you know I'm lying, then good, because that means you're watching all my videos. Danny Shelton's number 1, not Chase Daniel. Come on, man, I ain't that crazy, all right? Didn't hate the Chase Daniel signing, but I ain't that crazy. I'm going number 1 at Danny Shelton, the defensive lineman out of New England. Yeah, New England again. Oh my goodness. This guy was drafted in the 1st round by the Cleveland Browns. Man, the Browns in New England, man, they're just... Man, it seems to never work out for the Browns, but then when he goes to New England, he plays well. So hopefully he plays well in the Lions system because it's very, very similar. This guy was signed, and this is the reason he's number 1. He was signed to a 2-year, $8 million deal, which is an absolute bargain / steal / robbery in my eyes. And with the potential on-field play that he can give us that can kind of replace what we lost in Snacks Harrison. And I'm seeing people say, like, I've seen a couple of people say, like, oh yeah, he's not even going to give us what Snacks Harrison gave us last year. To you, I say, what games were you watching? Because Snacks Harrison was not good last year at all, okay? This guy's going to be a huge upgrade from Snacks Harrison. However, in 2018, I don't think he'll be that good, but he was solid. He's coming off his best season. He has the Patriot ties. He can step in and play day 1. He had 61 total tackles with 3 sacks. This dude is going to open up pass rushers, and again, having a good interior defensive lineman with Trey Flowers for the first time, basically, because Snacks Harrison was not good last season. Oh man, this could be fun. So Danny Sheldon comes in at number 1 and fills out maybe our biggest need one of our biggest needs in the offseason after moving on from Snacks and Sheldon Robinson. So boom, those are your top 5 free agent additions ranked. Those are my top 5. Make sure you comment your top 5 in the comments below. There's definitely some good options on here. I think you go J-Ron Curse if you want to go J-Ron Curse and you kind of want to throw him in there because of some versatility. I can respect that as well. Some people maybe put Nick Williams because of a huge last season. Comment below what you guys are thinking your top 5 looks like. These are mine. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And again, appreciate all of you guys for stopping in. Tomorrow, the schedule drops and I'm excited. Thank you, Pride, for watching. And I'm out.